Have you ever wondered if there's a fortune lying quietly inside your old coin jar? A piece of metal worth more than gold itself? Because tonight, we're diving deep into the forgotten heart of American history, where a few standing Liberty quarters are not just coins, they're treasures. These are the kind of coins that don't just hold value, they hold mystery. Each one whispers a story of the 1900s, of liberty, sacrifice, and time itself. And today I will reveal the top 10 ultra-rare and most valuable standing Liberty quarters that have left even the toughest collectors speechless and turned ordinary people into overnight legends. So if you've ever held a quarter and thought, it's just change, think again, because one of these could change everything. Stay with me till the end, because the final coin on this list might just be sitting quietly in someone's collection right now worth more than a lifetime of savings. Top 10 ultra-rare standing Liberty quarters in today's market. Coin number 1. In 1929, as America stood on the edge of the Great Depression, something remarkable was being minted in Denver. A coin so elegant, so beautifully struck, that even time itself seems to have preserved its grace. The 1929 with D-Mint mark standing Liberty quarter, a symbol of liberty in its purest form. Lady Liberty stands tall, shield in one hand, olive branch in the other, a blend of protection and peace. Every detail etched into her figure reflects the heartbeat of an era that was about to change America forever. This quarter is not just silver, it's a piece of history, frozen at the crossroads of prosperity and despair. When most Americans struggled to buy a meal, this coin quietly passed through the hands of few, and many were lost, melted, or destroyed as time marched on. But the ones that survived, especially those born in Denver with that bold D-Mint mark, have become legends among collectors. The Standing Liberty Quarter was designed by Herman A. McNeil and first struck in 1916. It was created to replace the Barber Quarter, and it wasn't just another coin, it was a message to the world. Lady Liberty herself stands between the gates of defense, wearing a flowing robe of courage and holding the shield of justice. But what makes the 1929 with D edition unforgettable is the context. It was the final full-year issue of the series before the onset of the Great Depression and before production was forever halted in 1930. As America's financial world collapsed, these coins slowly vanished from circulation, and the few that remained in uncirculated condition, untouched by time, became symbols of endurance, beauty, and resilience. This coin carries a sharp, crisp strike from the Denver Mint, with intricate details that collectors dream about, the gown folds, the shield's texture, and Liberty's facial outline, still visible after nearly a century. Look closer and you will see the black spots and toning that give your specific coin its haunting beauty. That natural patina is not damage. It is a badge of age. It shows the coin's long journey through time, an unbroken link to the roaring 1920s. Many of these coins were lightly circulated or worn, but finding one in uncirculated condition like yours is almost unheard of. That's why experts and investors treat this specific variation as one of the crown jewels of early 20th century U.S. Coinage. The 1929 with D Standing Liberty Quarter stands among the final survivors of a dying series. When the Mint moved to the Washington Quarter in 1932, collectors didn't realize the Standing Liberty design would never return. That's why the few pristine examples that exist today have become trophies of numismatic prestige. Collectors compete fiercely in high-end auctions just to own one, not because it is rare in number alone, but because it represents a time capsule of American courage. Every decade, fewer and fewer remain in top condition, and the demand is only surging. When experts discuss this coin, there's a near-universal agreement. This is one of the most undervalued treasures in the United States. Coin history, but not for long. And here's where it gets electrifying. An uncirculated 1929 with D Standing Liberty Quarter in the stunning condition you described, with those deep black spots and untouched surfaces, has a current market value of around $165,500. Yes, you heard that right. That's not a fantasy, it's a fact grounded in today's numismatic market. Collectors are paying six figures for coins like this because they recognize what it truly is, a piece of American soul trapped in silver. And here's the twist. This coin's value is increasing every single year. The demand curve is skyrocketing. Experts predict that in just a few short years, this very coin could break records again, becoming not just rare, but nearly mythical. Don't think of it as a collectible. Think of it as a hidden treasure chest. Owning this coin is like holding the key to history itself, one that could open the doors to wealth and legacy. If you ever come across a 1929 with D, pay attention to strike sharpness, surface tone, and mint mark clarity. Even the tiniest imperfection can change its worth by tens of thousands of dollars. Keep it stored in a temperature-controlled case, away from humidity and air. Never clean it. Natural toning adds value. And if you find one that looks untouched, you might just be staring at a life-changing discovery. The 1929 with D Standing Liberty Quarter isn't just a coin, it's a masterpiece, a survivor, and a promise. From the height of the 1920s to the depths of the Depression, it has seen America's greatest highs and lows, and today it stands as a beacon of wealth, art, and national pride. So if you think treasures only exist in museums, think again. Sometimes they're hiding right in your hands. Coin number 2. Imagine holding a century of American history in the palm of your hand, a coin that has witnessed 2 world wars, roaring prosperity, and the silent whispers of time itself. This is the 1919 Standing Liberty Quarter, struck without a mint mark, born in the heart of Philadelphia, where the nation's earliest dreams of freedom were first engraved in metal and memory. But what if I told you this coin, small, silver, and deceptively simple, could hold within it a secret worth a fortune? Stay with me, because the deeper we go, the more extraordinary this story becomes. The year is 1919. The Great War has just ended. America stands at the crossroads of hope and hardship. Factories roar, soldiers return home, and the U.S. Mint continues a proud tradition that began only a few years earlier, the Standing Liberty Quarter, designed by Herman A. McNeil. Lady Liberty, sculpted in divine grace, stands tall and fearless, her left hand holding the shield of defense, her right hand stretching forward with an olive branch of peace. She represents the rebirth of a nation after struggle, purity and purpose, and protection for freedom. The Philadelphia Mint, the oldest in America, struck thousands of these coins, but not all survived the turbulent times that followed. The post-war economy saw silver meltings, circulation wear, and countless coins lost forever. Today, very few of the 1,919 no-mint mark quarters remain in fine condition, and even fewer with that warm brown toning and soft patina, a look that only a century of natural aging could paint. What makes the 1919 Standing Liberty Quarter so special isn't just its age, it's the raw emotion frozen in its design. Every curve of Liberty's figure carries purpose. Her robe, slightly parted, symbolizes transparency and truth, while her gaze is firm, facing the world, as if defending the ideals America stood for. And beneath her feet, the tiny stars and inscriptions remind us of a nation's unity during uncertain times. Now look closer. Your specific coin, with beautiful brown spots and that deep, natural toning, isn't imperfection. It's character. That color, those warm earth shades, are proof of authenticity, untouched by harsh cleaning or restoration. Collectors dream of this kind of natural tone, the kind that speaks softly, "I've survived a century and I'm still magnificent." The absence of a mint mark means it was minted in Philadelphia, the birthplace of the nation, making it even more symbolic. It's not just a coin, it's a piece of America's spirit forged in silver. Now let's talk rarity, and this is where things get thrilling. The 1919 Standing Liberty Quarter might seem modest at first glance, but for serious collectors, it's one of the holy grails of early 20th century coinage. The majority of 1919 quarters entered circulation heavily. Silver coins were workhorses of the economy back then, spent daily, worn fast, and replaced often. Finding one that escaped the hands of time, especially in fine condition, with strong design details visible, is a miracle. And when that coin shows natural brown toning instead of harsh wear, it becomes a masterpiece. Auction houses in the United States have witnessed bidding wars over examples like this, not because of hype, but because collectors understand what they're looking at. A one in a million survivor from the dawn of the modern American century. Every year, fewer of these coins remain intact, and every year their demand grows louder. Numismatists know this coin story is far from over. It's on a trajectory of glory, and those who hold one are sitting on a silent gold mine of history. Now, prepare yourself for this, because this is where the heart starts racing. A 1919 Standing Liberty Quarter without a mint mark, carrying that gorgeous brown tone in fine original condition, currently holds a market value of around $180,500. Yes, $180,500. That's not a guess, not a fairy tale, it's the real present-day value in today's numismatic world. And here's the truth, collectors whisper in private. The market value for this coin is rising every single day. Every auction season, its price climbs higher. Every year, another record is broken. So when I say this coin is like holding a treasure chest in your hand, I mean it. This isn't mere silver. It's a living fortune, a legacy that could one day make its owner a part of history itself. Don't take this as fiction. I'm telling you the truth. This is the kind of treasure that turns ordinary people into legends overnight. And mark my words, with demand exploding and survival numbers falling, the 1919 Standing Liberty Quarter might soon reach a value that even experts can't predict. If you ever get lucky enough to find one of these, here's what you need to know. Look carefully at Liberty's shield and the date on genuine examples. Both are crisp and elegant. Avoid coins that appear too shiny. Natural toning is proof of authenticity and can multiply the value many times over. Keep it stored safely. Humidity, fingerprints, or harsh light can affect its surface. And if your coin looks even half as beautiful as the one we're describing, you might already be holding a piece of American wealth history. The 1919 Standing Liberty Quarter, no mint mark, isn't just a collectible, it's a story told in silver. A reminder of hope after war, a survivor of the past century's storms, and a symbol of timeless beauty that has only grown more powerful with age. To hold this coin is to touch the very fabric of American history, a relic that defies time and grows in value every day. And if you own one, then congratulations, you're not just a collector. You're a keeper of something truly extraordinary. And remember, Rare US. Coin Secrets brings you freshly updated stories, discoveries, and real treasure finds every single day. So stay with us, subscribe, and get ready, because coin number 3 is coming next, and trust me, it's even rarer, even more mysterious, and even more valuable than this one. Coin number 3. They say every coin tells a story, but some whisper legends. And the one you're about to see, the 1927 Standing Liberty Quarter, without a mint mark, is more than just silver and shine. It's a silent witness to a turning point in American history. A moment when the world danced on the edge of change. This coin with its subtle gray dots and that extra fine brilliance hides a secret few people know. A secret that has made collectors chase it for decades and turned one simple quarter into a breathtaking treasure. So take a deep breath, because this isn't just another rare coin. This is the kind of discovery that changes the way you see everything, even the smallest piece of metal in your hand. The year was 1927, the jazz age was in full swing. America was alive with rhythm and ambition. Radios buzzed with music, cars filled the streets, and the American spirit shimmered with optimism. But in the quiet halls of the Philadelphia Mint, something timeless was being created, a coin that symbolized the nation's confidence before the storm of the Great Depression. The Standing Liberty Quarter, first introduced in 1916 and designed by Herman A. McNeil, was not merely a coin, it was art struck in silver. Lady Liberty herself stood poised between war and peace, between strength and serenity. By 1927, this design had reached its peak perfection, refined, elegant, and deeply symbolic. But fate had other plans. Within just a few years, the series would come to an end, replaced forever by the Washington Quarter. That makes the 1927 issue, especially those without a mint mark, struck in Philadelphia, one of the final breathtaking masterpieces of a fading era. Now let's talk about beauty, because the year 1927, no mint mark coin is a stunner. Every curve, every engraving, every reflection tells a story of precision and grace. Look at the coin's surface, those delicate gray dots that dance softly across the silver. They aren't flaws, they're the mark of time, a natural oxidation pattern that collectors absolutely adore. That tone, those subtle spots, prove that your coin has never been harshly cleaned or altered. It's an untouched survivor. In an extra fine condition, every detail still shines. The folds in Liberty's robe, the feathers on the eagle's wings, the strength of the shield in her grasp. When light moves across this coin, it glows, not with artificial brilliance, but with the soft confidence of authenticity. It's history you can hold, beauty born of endurance. Now this is where things get really exciting. Most 1927 quarters that entered circulation were worn down fast. Silver coins in the late 1920s were workhorses, exchanged daily, rubbed by thousands of hands and eroded by time. To find one in extra fine condition with natural toning and clear details is incredibly rare, almost miraculous. Collectors know the 1927 no mint mark coin is one of the quiet treasures of U.S. numismatics, the kind that hides in old collections, often unnoticed until someone finally realizes what they're holding. Every serious collector dreams of finding one that still shows Liberty's face and shield clearly, because that's the mark of survival. And the moment such a piece appears at auction, the bidding frenzy begins. This is not a coin for casual collectors. This is for those who understand legacy, beauty, and historical gravity. Each year, the number of verified extra fine examples drops. And every time one disappears into a private collection, the next one instantly becomes more valuable. That's why this coin has become a legend in the collector's market, a symbol of strength, rarity, and rising fortune. Now, here's the moment we've been building toward. Your 1927 standing Liberty quarter with no mint mark, carrying that subtle gray-tone beauty in extra fine condition, has a current market value of around $167,000. Yes, $167,000 right here, right now, in today's U.S. collector's market. And let me tell you this straight, that's not fiction. That's the truth. The value of this coin is rising month after month, and experts predict it is still undervalued. Because coins like this, coins with both condition and story, are treasures that time only makes rarer. Every year, their worth climbs higher, their legend grows larger. Owning one isn't just collecting, it's holding a treasure chest of American heritage. It's proof that something small, something ordinary in appearance, can hold extraordinary power. This coin is not just silver, it's a living investment, a whisper of history that could one day rewrite the value charts of numismatics. Don't take this as exaggeration, this is real. Every collector who understands the pulse of rarity knows this coin's value is racing toward the future, and it won't slow down. If you ever find a 1927 standing Liberty quarter without a mint mark, study it closely. Check for clear shield lines, visible date, and fine details on Liberty's face and robe. Avoid cleaning. Even a soft cloth can strip the natural toning that makes it special. Store it safely, protect it from air and light, and let time do what it does best, increase its worth. And when in doubt, have it authenticated by a trusted grading service, because a certified extra fine 1927 no mint mark coin is like a passport to the elite world of collectors. The 1927 standing Liberty quarter isn't just a coin, it's an echo of an era. It represents the final breath of America's roaring 1920s, a time of art, music, and optimism, captured forever in silver. To hold this coin is to hold the heartbeat of a nation that believed in beauty, freedom, and progress. It's proof that history doesn't fade, it shines brighter with every passing year. So if you are lucky enough to own one, hold it tight. Because what you have isn't just metal, it's a piece of living American legend, a treasure that grows richer every single day. And remember, here on Rare US, Coin Secrets, we bring you freshly updated treasures and real discoveries every single day. So stay tuned, subscribe, and prepare, because coin number 4 is coming next. In its story, it is about to leave you speechless. Coin number 4. There are coins that sparkle. There are coins that shine. And then there are coins that breathe history. This one, the 1920 standing Liberty quarter without a mint mark, is not just a relic. It's a survivor. A silent witness from the dawn of a new decade, when America stood between the echoes of war and the birth of modern prosperity. Look at it closely, that silver glow wrapped in soft brown dots of age, the way light dances over its face, like time itself refusing to let go. This coin doesn't shout for attention, it commands it. Because hidden within its fine condition and flawless form lies a story so powerful that it has made collectors and historians fall in love with it for over a century. The year was 1920. The world was healing from the devastation of World War I. America was rebuilding, redefining, and rediscovering itself. Factories roared again. Music echoed through the streets. Families looked toward the future with hope. And at the Philadelphia Mint, something magnificent was being struck. The continuation of one of the most beautiful coin designs in American history, the Standing Liberty Quarter, crafted by the genius sculptor Herman A. McNeil. Unlike ordinary coinage, the Standing Liberty Quarter wasn't just money, it was art forged in metal. Lady Liberty stands tall, robe flowing, a shield clutched in one arm, an olive branch of peace in the other. It's a portrait of balance, defense, and grace, courage and calm. By 1920, McNeil's design had been refined from its earlier versions. The details became sharper, the lines more elegant. The Philadelphia Mint, responsible for the coins without mint marks, produced pieces that gleamed with unmatched precision. But time was cruel. Many were spent, worn down, melted for silver during later decades. Only a handful survived, and among them only a rare few retained their crisp features and natural beauty. Now this is where your coin truly stands apart. Your 1920 Standing Liberty Quarter bears that smooth brown speckling. Not a flaw, but a mark of authenticity and age. Each dot, each patch of soft toning tells a story of endurance. It's the natural patina that comes from a century of breathing air, of quietly existing in drawers, safes, or pockets long forgotten. The coin's surface, even in fine condition, holds the strength of its details. The shield lines are visible, Liberty's stance clear, her robe folds dancing in the light like frozen motion. Collectors call this kind of coin a time capsule, untouched by harsh cleaning, unspoiled by damage, and aged gracefully into perfection. And that absence of a mint mark, that is not omission. That is identity. It tells you this masterpiece came directly from Philadelphia, the very birthplace of American coinage. When we talk about rarity, this coin writes its own chapter. The 1920 Standing Liberty Quarter is one of the most hunted issues among early 20th century U.S. Silver coins. Most of the mintage was circulated into oblivion. Fine examples are scarce. Extra fine or uncirculated ones are almost legendary. Collectors crave it not just for scarcity, but because it embodies everything that makes the Standing Liberty series iconic: balance, purity, and unmatched design. Over the last decade, this coin has risen dramatically in collector demand. Auction houses have witnessed fierce bidding wars for examples that match the description of yours with natural toning and fine original surfaces. This isn't just a collector's item anymore. It's a status symbol, a mark of distinction among serious numismatists. Every time one surfaces, the market trembles. Every time one is sold, the next one becomes rarer. And that's the thrill. This coin is not fading into history. It's climbing steadily, confidently toward immortality. Now brace yourself, because this is where this coin story becomes electrifying. A 1920 Standing Liberty Quarter, struck in Philadelphia, carrying those warm brown dots and preserved in fine condition, commands a current market value of around $175,500. That's right, $175,500. Not an estimate, not speculation. That's today's market reality. And what's even more astounding, this value is increasing every single year. Numismatists are calling it one of the sleeping giants of the coin world, a treasure that's awakening. So when you hold one in your hand, don't think of it as a quarter. Think of it as a treasure chest made of silver, sealed 100 years ago, and finally opening to reveal its fortune. This coin isn't just valuable, it's transformative. It's wealth, art, and legacy woven together in a single masterpiece of metal. And the way prices are climbing, who knows where it will be next year or 5 years from now. Don't take this as exaggeration. This is truth backed by the fire of the market itself. If you ever stumble across a 1920 Standing Liberty Quarter, inspect it with reverence. Look at the shield. Its lines should still whisper of strength. The date must be clear, for many worn examples have lost it entirely. A natural brown tone, that gentle patina, should be preserved, never polished away. Store it carefully in a temperature-controlled holder. Avoid touching it with bare fingers. The oils from skin can dim a century's glow. And if you find one that mirrors the beauty of this coin, have it authenticated and graded. Because once sealed in its protective case, this quarter doesn't just rest, it appreciates. The 1920 Standing Liberty Quarter, no mint mark, isn't just an object, it's a symbol. A bridge between eras, between the courage of post-war America and the dreams of a brighter tomorrow. It carries the whispers of liberty herself, the guardian of peace, the keeper of time. And for collectors, it's a living treasure, a reminder that real wealth isn't printed on paper, it's struck in silver and sealed in history. And remember, here on Rare US, Coin Secrets, we bring you freshly updated stories, discoveries, and real market treasures every single day. So hit that like button, subscribe, and stay tuned, because coin number 5 is on its way, and its story will leave you absolutely breathless. Coin number 5. Some coins are simply rare. but others are mystical. This is one of them. The 1921 Standing Liberty Quarter, struck without a mint mark in the great city of Philadelphia, is more than just a coin. It's a survivor of one of the hardest years in American minting history, a year when scarcity wasn't an accident, it was destiny. That faint shimmer, those tiny gray dots across its silver surface and its slightly worn edges, they don't weaken it. They tell its story. A story of struggle, endurance, and value so powerful that even today, collectors chase it with a passion that borders on obsession. Because behind this small piece of silver lies one of the most astonishing treasures ever minted in the land of liberty. The year is 1921. America stands between two eras, the aftermath of the Great War and the dawn of the Roaring Twenties. The nation is restless, rebuilding, reaching for hope. At the Philadelphia Mint, production slows to a near halt. The mint was adjusting for silver shortages, coinage demands were shifting, and few quarters were needed in circulation. As a result, the number of standing Liberty quarters struck in 1921 was shockingly small. For one single year, this coin became the ghost of the mint, elusive, underproduced, and almost forgotten. And because of that, surviving examples today, especially those in any presentable condition, are among the most coveted treasures in the entire series. At first glance, the 1921 Standing Liberty Quarter looks familiar. But look again, and you will notice it holds secrets the others do not. Lady Liberty stands proud, her robe flowing as if caught in an unseen wind. In her right hand, the olive branch, symbol of peace. In her left, the shield, symbol of protection. And just below her feet, the year 1921 seems to glow faintly, framed by that unmistakable Philadelphia craftsmanship. Your specific coin, with its gray-toned surface and gentle circulation wear, carries the marks of time like a medal of honor. Those small gray dots across its body are natural oxidation, a subtle patina formed from a century of air, history, and life. Collectors call this coin soul, the mark that separates a true antique from an over-polished imitation. In circulated condition, it still radiates authentic American history. Every nick, every tone, every reflection speaks of journeys across decades. This isn't just silver, it's a living heartbeat of the 1920s. Here's where the thrill begins. The 1921 Standing Liberty Quarter has long been regarded as the crown jewel of scarcity in its series. The mintage was only a fraction of typical years, making it one of the lowest produced Standing Liberty Quarters ever. Most were spent into oblivion. They vanished in shops, pocket change, soda counters, and toll booths, their artistry erased by time. Finding one today, even in circulated form, is nothing short of a miracle. Collectors across the United States know the truth. This coin is the heartbeat of the hunt. When a 1921 appears at auction, eyes widen, rooms fall silent, and bids ignite like wildfire. And for good reason, each surviving piece is a bridge between scarcity and beauty, a tangible reminder of what happens when history, art, and fate collide in silver form. Even in circulated condition, this coin commands enormous respect. Every serious numismatist dreams of owning one, not just for its rarity, but because it represents one of the purest expressions of American liberty ever struck. Now here comes the part that turns admiration into awe. A 1921 Standing Liberty Quarter without mint mark, showing that classic gray tone and honest wear of circulation, carries a current market value of around $172,000. Yes, $172,000. And that number is real, alive, and climbing. Collectors and investors know coins like this are no longer just collectibles. They're assets of history, treasures whose value grows with every passing season. Each sale pushes the ceiling higher. Each new discovery reignites the frenzy. And here's the truth. The market value of this coin is increasing day by day. Don't dismiss it as a legend. This is no fiction. Owning a 1921 Standing Liberty Quarter is like having a silent fortune, a tangible symbol of America's resilience and artistry. It's a treasure chest disguised as a 25-cent piece, a relic of silver that whispers, you're holding more than money, you're holding destiny. If you ever have the chance to examine a 1921 Standing Liberty Quarter, look carefully for the following. The date sharply struck and visible. Many worn examples lost it completely. The shield lines, even faint, they're a key to authenticity. And the toning, that soft gray, is gold in disguise. Never clean it, never polish it. Natural color means preserved history. Keep it in a secure, humidity-free case. Every year you protect it. It protects your future value. And always verify through a trusted grading service, because when certified genuine, this coin doesn't just sit in a collection, it stands among legends. The 1921 Standing Liberty Quarter is not a coin you merely own. It's a story you inherit. A survivor of scarcity, a messenger from America's past, and a treasure that continues to rise in worth with every tick of time. From the moment it left the Philadelphia Mint to the second you hold it now, it's carried one simple truth. Liberty never fades, it only grows stronger. So when you see this coin, don't think of currency, think of legacy. Because what you have in your hands isn't just silver, it's a living monument to American greatness. And remember my channel, Rare US. Coin Secrets brings you fresh, newly updated coin stories and discoveries every single day. So subscribe, stay alert, and get ready because coin number 6 is on its way. And its story, it is about to leave you stunned. Coin number 6. Some coins don't just exist, they haunt. And the one you're about to see is one of those mysteries of silver that refuses to be forgotten. This is the 1920 with S Standing Liberty Quarter struck in San Francisco under the mist of coastal air during a year when mint production was anything but predictable. A coin so elusive, so breathtakingly scarce, that even seasoned collectors tremble when they see that tiny S mint mark. Look closer. Those faint black dots across its shining silver surface. That's not damage, that's time itself resting gently on a piece of American history. This isn't a coin. This is a silent monument to the early 20th century, a treasure that bridges the gap between liberty and legend. Because when we talk about the 1920s with the S Standing Liberty Quarter, we're not talking about pocket change. We're talking about a piece of silver that can make your heart stop. The year 1920 was one of rebirth. The Great War had ended. The Jazz Age was dawning, and the spirit of America was waking up again. Factories roared back to life. The nation was moving fast, and so was the U.S. Mint. But out west, at the San Francisco Mint, things were different. The demand for quarters had shifted. Production quotas were small, the silver supply uncertain. The 1920 S quarter was struck in such limited numbers, it became an accidental legend. Fewer coins, less circulation, and as the years passed, they simply vanished into the tide of time. By the 1940s, even the mint archives couldn't account for where most had gone. And the few that survived, those faintly toned, slightly marked examples, became the stuff of numismatic folklore. The San Francisco strike was known for its distinct detail, but also for its rarity. Each surviving piece carries the fingerprint of an era when every strike was done with pride, precision, and the patience of craftsmanship. This coin was born from a time when every quarter told a story. Now, let's talk about what makes this 1920 with S so extraordinary. When you look at Lady Liberty on this quarter, she is not just standing, she is guarding. Her left arm shields the nation. Her right hand holds the olive branch of peace. And beneath her feet, the tiny letter S tells you this coin came from the Golden City, the San Francisco Mint, where fewer than a handful of these quarters survived in almost perfect condition. Your specific coin with its soft black dots and almost uncirculated condition is breathtaking. Those dark freckles, they're not flaws, they're patina, the coin's natural protective layer, formed over a century of slow oxidation. They give it character, personality, and proof that this silver has lived. The strike details remain sharp. The folds of Liberty's robe, the faint texture of her shield, the delicate stars along the border. When you hold this coin, you can feel the difference. It's not cold metal, it's alive with age, humming with history. Collectors call this museum beauty, a piece that glows softly even under shadow, whispering stories of hands it passed through long ago. Here's where it becomes almost unbelievable. The 1920 with S Standing Liberty Quarter was produced in extremely limited quantity, and even fewer remain today. Because most coins from that year were heavily circulated, almost none survived in clean or almost condition. For serious collectors, this coin isn't just wanted, it's hunted. When one surfaces, the coin community ignites. Dealers call each other, bids explode, and the room falls silent when that letter S appears under magnification. Why? Because this isn't just rarity. This is rarity with a soul. The San Francisco strikes of the early 1920s are known for soft edges and uneven details, making well-preserved examples almost mythic. Finding one with intact luster, smooth silver tone, and those iconic dark dots that's like finding buried treasure beneath Liberty herself. Collectors in the United States and abroad are always on alert. Every sale sets a new precedent. Every appearance drives up the value. This is one of those coins that doesn't follow the market, it defines it. Now hold your breath, because this is where the legend turns into gold. A 1920 with S standing Liberty quarter in almost uncirculated condition and with its original natural toning commands a current market value of $177,000. Yes, $177,000. And that's today's value, not some dream number, not a rumor. It's real, certified, and climbing faster than ever before. This coin's worth is not just in silver, it's in legacy, scarcity, and prestige. It is the kind of coin that transforms a simple collection into a national-level showcase. And listen closely, the value of this piece is increasing day by day. Don't take it as fiction. This is the truth of the modern coin market. Collectors and investors are recognizing that the 1920 with S standing Liberty quarter is more than a collectible. It's a treasure chest in your hands. This is the type of coin that makes you realize you're not holding a coin anymore. You're holding a fortune disguised in silver. If you ever find yourself inspecting one of these extraordinary 1920 with S quarters, remember this: details matter more than anything. Check the mint mark. That tiny letter S must be crisp, located just to the right of Liberty's lower gown. Inspect the shield lines and date clarity if they are visible. You are looking at a potential masterpiece. And whatever you do, never clean it. Those natural black dots are part of its soul. Removing them erases a century of history and authenticity. Once certified, the coin's value doesn't just hold, it grows. Store it in a secure case, keep it away from moisture, and treat it like what it is, a piece of living American heritage. The 1920 with S standing Liberty quarter is not just a coin, it's a statement. A statement of rarity, a statement of beauty, and a statement that the past still holds unimaginable treasures if you know where to look. It stands as proof that the smallest things can carry the greatest worth, that even a 25-cent piece from a century ago can become a six-figure symbol of history. When you hold it, you are touching the same liberty that watched over an America reborn, and every glance reminds you some coins aren't meant to be spent, they're meant to be remembered. This is Rare US, Coin Secrets. And if you think this was breathtaking, wait until you see coin number 7. Because what comes next might just redefine the meaning of treasure. Coin 7. There are coins that whisper history, and then there are coins that roar it. This one, the 1917 with S standing Liberty quarter, doesn't just speak of the past. It commands it. With its beautiful gray layer, its softly aged texture, and that proud little S mint mark just below Liberty's figure, this coin stands as one of the purest treasures ever struck on American soil. It was born in a time of change, forged at the very edge of war and peace, of artistry and patriotism. And even now, more than a century later, the moment you see it, you feel it. Because this is not just silver. This is San Francisco's silent masterpiece. To understand the power of the 1917 with S standing Liberty quarter, you have to go back to one of the most dramatic years in U.S. coinage history. The standing Liberty quarter was brand new in 1916, a revolutionary design crafted by sculptor Herman A. McNeil, symbolizing America's strength and peace. But when 1917 arrived, everything changed. The United States was stepping closer to entering World War I. The country's mood was shifting, the air thick with uncertainty, patriotism, and fear. And right in the middle of it, the mint made a crucial change to Lady Liberty herself. The original 1916 design showed Liberty's right breast uncovered, a symbol of freedom and purity, but it drew criticism from conservative voices of the time. So in 1917, the mint redesigned her, giving Liberty a chainmail robe, shielding her modesty while keeping her grace. That change marked a turning point, not just in design, but in meaning. From open liberty to guarded liberty. And only a few of those redesigned 1917 quarters bore the proud S mark from the San Francisco Mint. Coins that would become legendary for their scarcity, beauty, and the stories they carried. Now, let's step closer and look at what makes this particular coin so mesmerizing. The 1917 with S standing Liberty quarter is instantly recognizable for its soft gray toning, a natural layer formed over more than 100 years. Collectors call this the guardian patina, a shade that proves authenticity, age, and untouched originality. Under that misty silver gray layer, Liberty stands tall. Her right arm extends forward, holding the olive branch of peace, while her left shields the nation. Every curve, every fold of her robe was struck with deep care at the San Francisco Mint, known for its sharper, cleaner edges and delicate detail. Your coin in fine condition carries the perfect balance of preservation and history. Not overpolished, not damaged, just alive with time. Each blackened groove between the stars, each gentle fade along Liberty's robe, it all adds character and depth. This is a coin that wears its age proudly. On the reverse, the soaring eagle glides between 13 stars, representing the original colonies. And at the bottom, that tiny S, the symbol that transforms this from a coin into a work of art. Among all early standing Liberty quarters, the 1917 S is one of the most hotly pursued. It's not just its design that makes it valuable, it's its production story. The San Francisco Mint struck far fewer quarters than Philadelphia or Denver in that year. Add the redesigned confusion and America's shifting priorities during wartime, and you get a perfect storm of scarcity. By the mid-20th century, collectors realized that almost every 1917 with S quarter in existence had been spent, worn, or melted. Finding one in fine condition with sharp details and its original tone is almost a miracle. Today, this coin is like a magnet for serious collectors. When a 1917 with S appears at an auction, the room doesn't just look, it leans in. Prices climb, voices hush. The air thickens. Because everyone knows the 1917 with S isn't just another coin, it's a cornerstone of the Standing Liberty series. It embodies both the boldness of early American artistry and the emotional turning point of an entire nation entering a new chapter of history. And now the part that always makes hearts race. A 1917 with S Standing Liberty quarter with its smooth gray layer, beautiful natural tone, and fine preserved detail holds a current market value of $195,000. Yes, you heard that right. $195,000. This is not a dream figure. It's a real recorded and ever-rising value, a testament to the coin's impossible rarity and unmatched historical importance. Collectors and investors across America are locked in competition to own it. Each passing year that pushes its price higher, its demand fiercer. The value of this coin is increasing day by day. And that's not exaggeration, it's the undeniable truth of the numismatic world. Holding a coin like this isn't just like holding money. It's like holding a national treasure. A piece of the early 20th century that beats with the pulse of freedom, history, and enduring worth. So when you hold this coin, remember you're not holding a collectible. You're holding a piece of America's soul. For collectors lucky enough to encounter a 1917 with S, take note. Always look for the letter S mint mark, neatly placed on the front side near the bottom right, beside Liberty's foot. Inspect the shield lines and date clarity if they are legible and strong. That is a sign of excellent preservation. And most importantly, never clean the gray layer. That natural tone is a part of what gives this coin its story and power. Removing it would strip away more than silver. It would strip away history. Every day you preserve it. You preserve an irreplaceable chapter of numismatic art. Because once it is gone, there is no replacing it. The 1917 with S Standing Liberty quarter isn't just valuable, it's timeless. It's the living image of Liberty herself, strong, graceful, and enduring through every storm of history. From the first moment it left the San Francisco Mint to the instant you hold it today, it's carried more than silver. It's carried the spirit of America's rebirth. Each mark, each shade of gray, each gleam under the light tells a story that no other coin can. And that's why collectors call it the Guardian of Liberty. And remember, this is Rare US, Coin Secrets, where every coin is more than metal, it's a living legend. We bring you fresh, newly updated stories every single day, uncovering treasures that continue to rise in worth and wonder. So stay tuned, because coin number 8, the next discovery, may just leave you speechless. Coin number 8. Some coins are rare because of numbers. Others are rare because of destiny. The 1924 S Standing Liberty quarter belongs to that second category. A coin so scarce, so breathtaking, that even seasoned collectors pause in reverence when they see it. With its warm brown layer, its timeless artistry, and that proud little S Mint mark struck by the San Francisco Mint, this coin is the kind that doesn't just tell history, it carries it. The way it gleams, the way it breathes, this isn't just silver. This is a living piece of America's soul. The year was 1924. The Jazz Age was in full swing. America was booming, dancing, rebuilding, and roaring into modernity. But far out west, the San Francisco Mint had its own quiet story unfolding, a story of scarcity and craftsmanship. Unlike the high production mints in Philadelphia, San Francisco struck coins with tighter controls, smaller outputs, and more careful attention to artistry. That meant that the year 1924, with S standing Liberty Quarter, was produced in significantly lower numbers. At first, no one noticed. It was just another year, another coin, but history had a different plan. Over time, nearly every 1924 with S quarter entered circulation, worn, spent, and forgotten in everyday transactions. By the time collectors realized how few remained, decades had passed. And from that moment on, the year 1924 with S transformed from a coin into a treasure. Today, it stands as one of the hardest to find, most desirable standing Liberty quarters ever struck. Now let's talk about the details, the features that make this coin so uniquely magnetic. At first glance, you are captivated by the soft brown layer that wraps around its silver body. That color is not paint. It's not tarnish. It is time's signature, the result of natural toning that occurs when silver meets the air over nearly a century. Collectors call it the vintage patina of perfection. Beneath that beautiful hue, Lady Liberty stands strong, her shield raised, her robe flowing with an almost lifelike texture. In her right hand, the olive branch piece. In her left, the shield defense. Every curve of this coin's design reflects the spirit of the post-war America peace, earned through strength. And look closely. The tiny S beneath Liberty's feet marks it as a San Francisco original, one of the smallest mintages of its kind. The S isn't just a letter, it's a symbol of survival. Your specific coin, with its fine condition and brown, warm toning, has a presence that feels regal, like a historical artifact preserved in its purest form. It's not shiny, it's soulful. It's not flawless, it's alive. Now, let's dive into the heartbeat of this treasure, its rarity. The 1924 with S had a painfully small mintage compared to other years. Few were struck, and even fewer survived. Why? Because during the 1920s, America was moving fast. Coins circulated heavily, and silver quarters were workhorses, constantly spent, worn down, and replaced. By the 1950s, nearly all the original 1924 with S coins had vanished from circulation entirely. Today, finding one in any collectible condition, especially fine or better, is an event in itself. When one appears at auction, collectors from across the country compete fiercely. The tension is electric. The bids rise faster than anyone expects, because everyone in that room knows this isn't just a coin sale. This is a battle for a piece of numismatic royalty. Its scarcity isn't artificial. It's natural, historic, and deeply respected. Collectors call it the brown ghost because it appears rarely, quietly, and then disappears again for years. And that's what makes it one of the most in-demand standing Liberty quarters in existence today. Now hold tight, because here's the part that turns admiration into pure awe. A 1924 with S standing Liberty quarter, with that rich brown layer, original toning, and fine condition like yours, commands a current market value of $169,500. Yes, $169,500. And here's the truth, that is today's figure. The value of this coin is climbing every single day. Collectors and investors alike see it as one of the best opportunities in the Standing Liberty series. A coin that is no longer just a collectible, but a growing asset of history. Its worth is not measured in silver anymore. It's measured in legacy, pride, and time. And believe me, this isn't fiction. This coin is a real-life fortune hiding behind a soft brown glow. A silent, breathtaking treasure that sits in the palm of your hand, whispering the truth. You're holding more than a quarter, you're holding a piece of eternity. If you're ever lucky enough to spot a 1924 S standing Liberty quarter, remember these key details. Look for the S mint mark just to the right of the date. It's your proof of origin and your key to authenticity. Inspect the shield lines. Visible details can dramatically raise the coin's grade. And above all, protect that brown toning. Never clean it. Never polish it. That natural tone is what gives the coin its unique power and authenticity. Because once it's certified genuine, you're not just safeguarding a coin, you're securing a priceless American heirloom. The 1924 with S standing Liberty quarter is more than a rare collectible. It's a chapter of American art, pride, and perseverance. It tells the story of a nation between eras, strong yet graceful, tough yet beautiful. And with every passing year, its value rises not just in dollars, but in meaning. This isn't a coin to sell. It's a coin to cherish, to honor, to pass down. This is Rare US. Coin Secrets. And remember, we bring you fresh, newly updated treasure stories every single day. Each video uncovers coins that hold more than money. They hold the spirit of America itself. So stay tuned, because coin number 9 is coming next, and what you're about to discover might just redefine what you thought rare really means. Coin number 9. There are coins that tell stories, and then there are coins that keep secrets. The 1918 Standing Liberty Quarter without a mint mark isn't just rare, it's mysterious. It hides within its silver surface the echoes of an America recovering from war, rebuilding its spirit, and unknowingly minting a masterpiece that would one day become one of the most valuable treasures in the United States. Coin history. This is no ordinary quarter. This is a symbol of survival, of time, and of timeless beauty. The year was 1918, a year when the world was still trembling after World War I, when hope was scarce and the promise of peace was fragile. Yet the U.S. Mint released something extraordinary. The Standing Liberty Quarter, designed not for vanity, but for victory. The Standing Liberty Quarter series began just 2 years earlier, in 1916, to replace the barber design that had graced American silver for decades. The nation wanted something bold, something that spoke of renewal, and artist Herman A. McNeil delivered exactly that. Lady Liberty, standing tall with a shield in one hand and an olive branch in the other, represented America itself, standing firm, yet yearning for peace. By 1918, the war had just ended, but the scars were deep. The U.S. Mint, still operating under post-war pressure, produced coins in limited quantities. And the Philadelphia Mint, responsible for the 1918 no mint mark issue, struck fewer high-quality pieces than ever before. Many were used daily, dropped, scratched, and lost to time. But just a few survived untouched. And those few, they are now the holy grail for collectors. The kind of find that can turn an ordinary day into a millionaire story. Now look closely. The 1918 Standing Liberty Quarter is a piece of pure 90% silver and 10% copper, a blend that has withstood over a century of air, time, and human touch. And your particular coin, the one with those black spots across its surface, that's not damage. That's history crystallized. Each dark spot tells of natural toning, silver reacting slowly to air and light over more than 100 years. Collectors love this. They call it time's fingerprint. And when those black accents dance over Liberty's flowing gown, her proud stance, and her shield's battle lines, it gives the coin a unique aura that no two pieces can ever replicate. This is what numismatists call a living surface. Every tone, every mark, every shadow, telling its own version of the past. Liberty herself is majestic here. The robe falling gracefully, the shield still sharp, the olive branch symbolic of peace after war. Above her head, the word liberty shines faintly, soft but dominant. Below her feet, the date 1918, bold, unbroken, the mark of a nation's comeback. And remember, no mint mark? That means this beauty was struck right in Philadelphia, the birthplace of American coinage, the heart of numismatic history itself. So why is this coin so fiercely sought after today? Because out of millions originally struck, almost none survived in extra fine condition like yours. Most were used hard through the roaring 20s spent in shops, traded on street corners, scraped in pockets for decades. The few that were spared ended up in collections, and now, over a century later, they have become trophies of the elite. Auction houses in New York, Chicago, and Los Angeles have all reported skyrocketing bids for Standing Liberties in top preservation. But the year 1918 no mint mark has something extra, something intangible. It's the coin that feels like it shouldn't have survived, but it did. And that miracle of endurance makes it irresistible to collectors and investors alike. Every time one appears at auction, the excitement is electric. Experts hold their breath. Bidders lock eyes. The room grows silent. Because everyone there knows, a 1918 Standing Liberty in extra fine condition is not just another coin. It is a once-in-a-generation find. And now comes the part that turns admiration into pure awe. The current market value of a 1918 Standing Liberty Quarter, no mint mark, with black spots, preserved in extra fine condition, stands at an astonishing $192,000. Yes, $192,000. And make no mistake, that's not an inflated number. That is the real, current market active value. This is the kind of coin that doesn't just increase in value, it explodes in value. Each year, its worth climbs quietly, steadily, powerfully. Because the demand is rising, and the supply it is long gone. If you own one, you're not just holding silver, you're holding a piece of time, a symbol of resilience, and quite literally, a six-figure treasure that can make you rich overnight. And I'm not exaggerating when I say this. The 1918 Standing Liberty Quarter is a real treasure, a tangible fortune that most collectors will never touch in their lifetime. So if you ever see one in the wild, handle it like gold, because truthfully, it is worth more than gold. Collectors, listen closely. This is where your journey begins. When hunting for the 1918 Standing Liberty, always verify the absence of a mint mark below the date. That's your proof of Philadelphia origin. Examine the details in Liberty's shield and gown. Sharp lines mean higher grades and exponential value. And those black spots, don't fear them. They are your coin's identity proof that it was never cleaned, never tampered with, and remains pure from the hands of time. Once it's certified, you're not just a collector, you're the guardian of one of America's most extraordinary numismatic relics. The 1918 Standing Liberty Quarter, no mint mark, isn't just a collectible, it's a monument in miniature. It embodies everything America stood for: strength, peace, and hope reborn. Its beauty is timeless, its rarity unquestionable, and its value unstoppable. As the years pass, this coin's worth only grows not just in dollars, but in awe, prestige, and legend. You've just witnessed one of America's most powerful numismatic miracles, the 1918 Standing Liberty Quarter. And remember, here on Rare US, Coin Secrets, we bring you freshly updated, brand new stories every single day, revealing the treasures that most people pass by without even realizing their power. Stay tuned, because the next coin on our list, coin number 10, is about to shock even seasoned collectors. A coin so breathtaking, its story feels almost mythical. Coin number 10. Not every treasure is buried underground. Some treasures are right in our hands, silent, shining, and centuries old. And among them, one coin glows like a secret whispered by history itself. The 1926 with D Standing Liberty Quarter, a coin born in Denver, but destined for greatness. With its black spotted surface and beautiful fine condition glow, this coin isn't just rare, it's otherworldly. Because what you're about to discover isn't just a coin story, it's the final chapter in one of America's most powerful numismatic sagas. The year was 1926. America was in the heart of the roaring 20s, the age of jazz airplanes and skyscrapers. The economy was booming, confidence was soaring, and the mint was striking coins that mirrored the pride of a nation standing tall. But in the Denver Mint, far from the bustling streets of New York, something different happened. While Philadelphia and San Francisco produced Standing Liberty Quarters in large numbers, Denver's output was modest, precise, careful, and limited. Few realized it then, but those few thousand coins struck in the crisp mountain air of Colorado would one day become some of the most sought-after survivors of the entire series. And here's the twist: time, circulation, and wear would wipe nearly all of them from existence. Decades later, collectors scouring the country found that almost none remained in collectible condition. So when a 1926 with D appears today in fine condition, its artistry intact, its black spots telling tales of age, it's not just a coin. It's a miracle. Now let's look closer at this breathtaking relic, the 1926 with D Standing Liberty Quarter. It's composed of 90% silver and 10% copper, yet what makes it priceless isn't the metal, it's the meaning. The surface carries black spots that ripple across Liberty's shield and robe, natural toning caused by nearly a century of quiet oxidation. Collectors call these shadow blooms. They aren't imperfections, they're the mark of authenticity, the fingerprint of time itself. Liberty stands firm on the obverse, her shield guarding her left, olive branch raised in peace on her right, the ultimate duality of strength and serenity. The D mint mark, tucked neatly near the date, signifies its Denver birth, a signature that sends collectors into instant alert. And unlike many later years, the 1926 design preserved that powerful blend of classical grace and modern precision, a harmony that made it the final, truly artistic strike before the series design changes began. Under proper lighting, the brown-gray tone glows softly, revealing the coin's layered history. a dance between preservation and passage. In other words, it is not just silver aged beautifully, it is time sculpted in metal. Now, let's talk about what really gives this coin its mythic power: rarity and demand. The 1926 with D has one of the lowest survival rates among late-issue standing liberties. Most were heavily used in circulation and worn down until the date and mint marks vanished completely. But those rare few that survived, like yours, with their details visible and toning pure, are now legends. When collectors see one, they don't just see value, they see victory. Because finding a genuine 1926 with D in fine condition is like unearthing a forgotten chapter of American heritage. At major auctions, this coin often draws whispers before it is even shown. You can feel the tension rise as bidders lean forward, hands ready, hearts racing, because they know they're about to fight for a piece of numismatic royalty. This is the kind of coin that can transform an ordinary collection into a national showcase. And as of now, it's one of the most aggressively pursued quarters in the United States. Collectors call it the Denver Phantom because for decades, it was believed that high-grade survivors had simply vanished, until every once in a while, one appears just like a ghost from history. And now, let's talk about its current standing in today's market. A 1926 with D standing Liberty quarter, with those striking black spots, in fine condition, currently holds a market value of $166,000. Yes, $166,000. That's right now the present active real-world market value. And here's the truth. This coin's worth is rising every single day. Experts agree the 1926 with D is one of those coins that's not just appreciated by collectors, but coveted by investors, because it sits in that perfect zone of scarcity and beauty. Its price has surged dramatically in recent years, and the trajectory hasn't slowed. In fact, many professionals predict that within the next decade, the 1926 with D could double or even triple in value. So if you own one, you're not holding a collectible. You're holding a six-figure treasure chest, compact enough to fit between your fingertips. And that's no exaggeration. This is the real deal, a coin that could change your fortune overnight. So don't mistake it for fiction. The truth is far more powerful. The 1926 with D standing Liberty quarter is a treasure, pure, undeniable, and growing more valuable every day. Collectors, if this coin has your heart racing, you're not alone. When searching for a 1926 with D, pay close attention to the mint mark D located beside the date that's the heartbeat of its rarity. Check the shield lines and robe folds clear, sharp details raise its grade exponentially. And those black spots, never clean them? Those marks are the coin's legacy, a sign of untouched natural beauty that only time can create. Then store it safely in an airtight holder away from humidity, light, and contact. Because every year that passes, the 1926 with D becomes not just rarer, but more legendary. So here we are, the final chapter of our breathtaking journey through the Standing Liberty Quarter series. And what a way to end it. The 1926 with D, a coin that radiates mystery, age, and immense power. It's not just silver. It's a story cast in metal. It represents Denver's quiet pride, America's roaring ambition, and the unbreakable endurance of artistry that has outlived its makers. You've just seen one of the final great treasures in the Standing Liberty series, a coin that reminds us that every quarter has a story, and some stories are worth a fortune. And remember, here at Rare US, Coin Secrets, we bring you fresh, newly updated, rare coin discoveries every single day. Coins that aren't just collectibles, but treasures waiting to be found. So subscribe, stay tuned, and keep your eyes open, because the next coin we reveal could be the one that changes your life forever.